Hello guys and welcome to another interesting episode of Madrid My DNA, the home of everything Madridistas, as we discuss you through Real Madrid's latest and important update. Kickstarting with today's agenda, Real Madrid, Manchester City, and other European clubs are monitoring the situation of Paris Saint-Germain defender Achraf Hakimi. Understand that his contract expires in 2026, but the defender is looking to explore his options elsewhere. We are going to be bringing you full details on that in this episode as we move forward. And shortly after that, we will quickly turn our attention to the next agenda as Real Madrid veteran Toni Kroos opens up on his decision to come out of international retirement, as he claims he is not joining to be the savior. We are going to be discussing you through that on this episode as we move forward. So please stay tuned right up to the end. Do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notification bells so you do not miss on our next update. Real Madrid and Manchester City are closely monitoring the situation of Paris Saint-Germain defender Achraf Hakimi, whose contract expires in the summer of 2026, reports Spanish publication AS. Recent reports had suggested that Hakimi could follow his teammate Kylian Mbappe, who happens to be his best friend in the Paris Saint-Germain locker room, to Real Madrid, possibly in the summer of 2025. When he would enter the final year of his contract at the French capital club. The report from AS claims that Hakimi is not considering leaving Paris Saint-Germain this summer or the next year and wishes to fulfill his contract that runs until 2026. Beyond that, though, there is no certainty about what he will do. Paris Saint-Germain, for their part, want to renew the 25-year-old contract and have informed his representative about the same. But negotiations have not progressed beyond that. There have been some speculations over the Moroccan right-back, certainly last summer, but things settled down once Luis Enrique arrived as the manager and Hakimi has enjoyed a prominent role in the team. But thus far, no concrete negotiations have taken place regarding his renewal, which has seemingly alerted top clubs across European football. The report goes on to state that Real Madrid and Man City are both closely monitoring the situation of Hakimi at Paris Saint-Germain. Los Blancos will need a right-back soon, as Lucas Vázquez's contract expires this year and Dani Carvajal is out of contract in 2025. The Merengues need to lay down a succession plan, and Hakimi is held in high regard at the club, given that he came through the academy ranks. The 25-year-old spent a season with the Merengues' first team setup in 2017-2018 and even won the UEFA Champions League. He has previously admitted to being open to a return to the Bernabeu and succeed there. As for Manchester City, they had already inquired about Hakimi last summer and continue to retain an interest in him as a long-term successor to the aging Kyle Walker. There are other teams keen, but not everyone would be able to match the wages, given that he currently earns around 12 million euros per year at Paris Saint-Germain, while Real Madrid are monitoring their former defender. Any move for him would be planned for 2026, with Carvajal going through a resurgent run, expected to continue as the first choice right back until then. So having discussed and concluded with that, we are going to quickly turn our attention to the next agenda as Real Madrid veteran Toni Kroos opens up about his decision to come out of international retirement, claiming he is not going as a savior. Toni Kroos' decision to retire from the international stage early was heavily questioned, and rightfully so. After all, the German maestro was at the peak of his powers when he announced his decision to leave the national team in July 2021. Now, just under 3 years later, the veteran has announced on his social media that he will return to the German setup after a long hiatus for the upcoming European Championships. It will be a special tournament for the informed Real Madrid star, considering that it will be held in his own country, Germany. Speaking to the media after announcing his decision earlier, Kroos elaborated on how his conversation with the manager, Julian Nagelsmann, built up the process of reaching his final decision. Julian contacted me and asked if I could imagine it, which wasn't in my mind until then. We agreed I would take the idea with me and see what happens. I have thought about the idea. What if so? What if not? With every conversation, without going into too much details, I became more and more convinced. That's why I wanted to decide in good times so as not to keep anyone waiting, Kroos added. Speaking on how he felt about returning to the national team, with which he has even conquered the World Cup, the Real Madrid maestro did not hold back on his happiness and revealed that he hoped he could spark the turnaround they needed. I am very, very happy with my decision. It took me a while to be certain. Of course, I want to help. But I am definitely not the savior either. I am just a cock that meshes with the others to hopefully make it work. I know the boys, I know the players, all of them have great qualities. Finally, Kroos opened up on his physical fitness and what he felt he could contribute to the national team in the coming months. Now it is time to show that as a team, I still feel good and physically ready to do it without any problems. The fact that I am needed for the tournament in my country is incentive, he said. So having discussed and concluded with that, we have come to the end of today's interesting episode. Thanks for following us right up to the end. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notification bells so you do not miss on our next update. See you next time, and a very big Hala Madrid to us all.